Hi there, I'm TG Gallaudet with Gallaudet Properties and HK Lane Real Estate. And I wanted to take a closer look at the La Quinta real estate market today by profiling a specific community. As many economists believe, the housing recovery really starts from the bottom up, meaning that the least expensive price points start to see a recovery and an increase in sales prices, and then that momentum continues up to the higher price points. And so I wanted to today take a look at the least expensive single-family home community in La Quinta, which is the La Quinta Cove. And I think that'll give us greater insight into what we can expect from the rest of the La Quinta real estate market in the near future. So I'll first give some details on the La Quinta Cove, which is pictured behind me, by the way, and then we're going to jump into some numbers and graphs. So for anybody that doesn't know, the La Quinta Cove is located, it starts basically at Avenue 52nd and Avenida Bermudez, and it kind of goes south and west from that intersection. It's surrounded by mountains, hence the name the Cove, and it's a non-gated home community with about 4,600 homes. There's roughly 260 lots available. The first homes were built in the mid-1930s, and the building goes up until today. So there's a wide range of property. The smallest lot size in the Cove is 4,800 square feet, and that's also the most common lot size there. If we look at the last sales activity from the past 6 months, the least expensive home sale in the Cove was $68,400. The most expensive home sale in the Cove is $695,000, and that was a 2,700 square foot home on 3 lots with a custom pool and spa. The average price per square foot for the past 6 months of sold homes is $100 a foot roughly. And that on average is a 1,500 square foot home on a 4,800 square foot lot with 3 beds and 2 baths. The Cove is located just south of Old Town La Quinta. It's a great location so you can walk to shopping, and it's also close to hiking trails. The government owns the land that surrounds the Cove, so no more further expansion can happen, and there's many great hiking trails like I just mentioned. So without further ado, let's look at these graphs, which again I think will give us further insight into the rest of the La Quinta market. Okay, so this graph shows all of the activity in the La Quinta Cove from the past 3 years. The light green lines represent the active inventory, dark green are the sales, and then the red line is the number of homes under contract at any given point in time. The take home for me here is, not only has the inventory dramatically been depleted, really starting last summer and last fall, but right now, the under contract line is the highest it's been in the last 3 years. So we're putting the most amount of homes under contract right now, and we have the least amount of inventory available. And that's really creating an increase in prices. We've seen prices jump about 10% in the last 6 months in the La Quinta Cove. This next graph shows the month supply of inventory. And 6 months, the red line you see there is really considered a balanced market or kind of an equilibrium between a seller's market and a buyer's market. Anything above 6 months is a buyer's market, and anything below 6 months is a seller's market. And since 2008, it's really stayed pretty flat with the number of sales and the number of inventory available. And I attribute that to the amount of distressed property that's kind of continued to come on the market, which has kept prices fairly flat. However, those numbers are starting to decrease a little bit, and now we're at an all-time low. I mean, we're hovering around 2 months supply of inventory, which has caused prices to come up and bidding wars on many properties. I just won a property for a buyer that had 14 other offers on it. And so we're seeing a tremendous amount of activity. This graph is really interesting. This shows at what percentage of the active inventory is being absorbed each month. Okay, so if you look at September of 2011, 80% of the inventory was purchased. Okay, and if you look at the last 6 months, you can really average this out to say that over 60% of the inventory each month is absorbed, which is a high number. And again, there's tons of activity and it's increasing. The prices are increasing. This is the last graph, and I just wanted to show this price per square foot graph over the last 10 years. So this gives a really historical overview of the Cove. You see the kind of the housing bubble here in 04, 05, 06 with the high prices touching $240 a square foot. and then the crash. The take home here for me is that March 2012 saw a large increase over December 2011. And you can start to get the sense that, maybe we've been flat for a little while here for a couple years. And, I really see a lot of momentum continuing through this market. I think this momentum will continue to go through the rest of the La Quinta market. Inventory is low across the board, and we're working with a lot of buyers to, find the exact home that they want. So I think it's a great time to get in the game. And thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more videos.